Educate yourself every day and stay ahead of 99% people audiobook. Written and published by United Sports. Knowledge is the ultimate power. In a world where everything is changing rapidly, those who stop learning get left behind. The difference between success and failure, between leading and following, is the ability to educate yourself every single day. The most successful people, the top 1%, know this secret. They don't rely on schools, universities, or anyone else to hand them knowledge. They take control of their learning, pushing themselves to grow every day. This is what sets them apart. This is what keeps them ahead. And this is exactly what you need to do if you want to rise above the competition. Think about it. The world is moving forward at an unstoppable speed. Technology is evolving, industries are shifting, and new skills are becoming essential. If you are not educating yourself daily, you are falling behind. There is no middle ground. Either you grow, or you stay stuck while others move ahead. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start losing. But here's the truth, staying ahead is not about working harder than everyone else. It's about working smarter. It's about gaining the right knowledge at the right time and using it to make better decisions. Most people believe that education stops after school or college. They think once they have a degree, their learning is complete. But that is the biggest mistake. Formal education can only take you so far. The real education, the one that shapes your future, begins the moment you decide to teach yourself. It begins when you take responsibility for your own growth. The most successful people in history, from Elon Musk to Warren Buffett, became who they are because they never stopped learning. They read, they observed, they questioned everything, and they kept expanding their minds. But here's the problem. Most people are too comfortable. They don't want to put in the effort. They spend hours scrolling through social media, watching meaningless content, and wasting time on things that don't add any value to their lives. They think entertainment is more important than education. And this is why they stay stuck. This is why they never reach their full potential. Because while they are busy distracting themselves, the top 1% are busy educating themselves. They know that every piece of valuable information they absorb takes them one step closer to success. Now, you might be thinking, where do I start? The answer is simple. Start small, but be consistent. Read a book. Listen to a podcast. Watch an educational video. Challenge your own thoughts. Every single day, expose yourself to new ideas. Train your brain to seek knowledge instead of entertainment. And most importantly, apply what you learn. Learning without action is useless. It's not just about collecting information. It's about using it to transform your life. At United Sports, we believe in the power of growth. We believe that anyone, no matter where they start, can rise to the top if they commit to learning. But it's not going to be easy. There will be distractions. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be times when you think, why should I even bother? And that's when you need to remind yourself why you started. That's when you need to push through and stay disciplined. Because the people who win in life are the ones who don't stop. They don't wait for motivation. They create it by showing up every single day. Think about this. If you dedicate just 1 hour a day to learning, that's 365 hours in a year. That's the equivalent of over 9 40-hour work weeks spent purely on self-improvement. Imagine the person you would become after 1 year of focused learning. Imagine how much smarter, stronger, and more capable you would be. The results would be life-changing. Now, think about what happens if you don't make this change. What happens if you waste another year doing the same things, staying at the same level? The choice is yours. And here's another fact. Most people won't do this. Most people will listen to this and think, yeah, that makes sense, but then go right back to their old habits. They will choose comfort over growth. They will choose entertainment over education. And that's why most people stay average. But you are different. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want more from life. You wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't ready to make a change. So prove it. Take action. Make today the day you start your journey toward the top 1%. Every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, every powerful thinker, they all had one thing in common. They were lifelong learners. They knew that knowledge was the real currency. Not money, not connections, not talent, knowledge. Because knowledge gives you power, and power gives you freedom. When you know more, you can do more. You can earn more. You can become more. That's why education is not an option, it's a necessity. So here's your challenge. Educate yourself every single day. Make it your mission to grow. No matter how busy you are, no matter how tired you feel, find time to learn. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day. Even if it's just one new idea that makes you think differently. Because every small step you take adds up. And one day, you will look back and realize that all those little steps led you to a life that most people can only dream of. This is just the beginning. In the next part, we will uncover why most people stop growing and how you can break free from the cycle of stagnation. If you're serious about success, if you're ready to separate yourself from the 99%, stay with us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to United Sports, because this journey has only just begun. Why most people stop growing? Most people start their lives with curiosity. As children, they ask questions, explore, and learn something new every day. But as they grow older, something changes. The curiosity fades. The hunger for knowledge weakens. They stop learning, stop questioning, and stop growing. Not because they are incapable, but because they become comfortable. Comfort is the biggest enemy of growth. The moment a person starts believing they know enough, they begin their decline. The world is filled with people who once had big dreams but gave up along the way. They had the potential to do something great, but they got stuck in the routine of life. They went to school, got a job, and started living on autopilot. They stopped challenging themselves. They stopped pushing their limits. Slowly, their minds became stagnant. Their skills became outdated. And without realizing it, they started falling behind. One of the biggest reasons people stop growing is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of change. Fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. They tell themselves, what if I try and fail? But they never ask, what if I never try and stay the same forever? The truth is, the fear of failure has kept more people stuck than failure itself. The most successful individuals in the world are not the ones who never failed. They're the ones who failed, learned, and kept going. Another reason people stop growing is distractions. The modern world is full of endless entertainment, social media, television, video games, and mindless scrolling. These things are designed to keep people distracted, to steal their time without them even realizing it. Hours pass, days pass, years pass, and they remain in the same place. Meanwhile, the people who stay focused, who use their time wisely, who choose learning over distractions, those are the ones who move ahead. Most people also stop growing because they surround themselves with the wrong people. If you spend your time with people who don't value growth, who don't push themselves, who complain instead of taking action, you will become like them. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, surround yourself with those who challenge you, who inspire you, who make you want to be better. Excuses are another trap that keeps people stuck. I'm too old. I'm too busy. I don't have time. These are just words people use to avoid taking responsibility. The reality is, no one is too old to learn. No one is too busy to improve. The most successful people in the world have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference is how they use them. They make learning a priority. They make growth non-negotiable. Most people also stop growing because they chase short-term pleasure instead of long-term success. They would rather spend money on entertainment than invest in books. They would rather waste time on things that give them quick happiness instead of doing things that build their future. They forget that every choice they make is shaping their destiny. The question is, are your daily choices making you stronger, smarter, and more successful? Or are they keeping you stuck? Growth requires effort. It requires discipline. It requires pushing yourself even when it's uncomfortable. The problem is, most people want results without effort. They want success without struggle. They want knowledge without learning. But it doesn't work that way. Every great person you admire, every leader, every innovator, they paid the price of growth. They sacrificed comfort to gain wisdom. The key to continuous growth is never losing your hunger for learning. The moment you start thinking, I know enough, you close the door to progress. The people who achieve the most in life are the ones who remain students forever. They never stop reading. They never stop asking questions. They never stop looking for ways to improve. They're always evolving, always adapting, always growing. But here's the truth, growth is a choice. No one can force you to learn. No one can make you better. It's a decision only you can make. You can either choose to be like the 99%, stuck, distracted, comfortable, or you can choose to be different. You can choose to break the cycle, to push yourself, to rise above. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Every single day, you are either getting better or worse. There is no standing still. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. If you're not improving, you're getting weaker. This is why self-education is the most powerful tool you can ever have. Because when you control your learning, you control your future. Most people wait for the right time to start growing. But the right time never comes. The right time is now. Every day you delay, you are losing valuable time. Time that could be used to build your skills, expand your mind, and create a better future. Success is not about luck. It's about preparation. And preparation comes from learning. To stay ahead of 99% of people, you must do what 99% refuse to do. You must invest in yourself. You must be willing to do the hard work that others avoid. You must commit to growth even when no one is watching, even when no one believes in you, even when it feels like progress is slow. Because in the end, the results will speak for themselves. Think about this. If you dedicate yourself to just 1 year of serious learning, you will be unrecognizable. You will think differently. You will make smarter decisions. You will be ahead of those who wasted that same year doing nothing. The greatest regret people have is wasting time on things that didn't matter. Don't let that be you. Your journey of growth is in your hands. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do it for you. If you want to rise, if you want to achieve greatness, you must take responsibility. You must make a promise to yourself that you will never stop learning, that you will keep pushing forward no matter what. This is how you break free from the cycle of stagnation. This is how you separate yourself from the 99%. This is how you create a future that others can only dream of. And this is only the beginning. In the next part, we will uncover how knowledge separates you from the 99% and how you can use it to your advantage. How knowledge separates you from the 99%. Most people live their lives without realizing one simple truth: knowledge is the great divider. It creates two groups, those who rise and those who remain stuck. The ones who invest in their minds, who push themselves to learn something new every day, eventually break free from the ordinary. The ones who ignore learning, who think they already know enough, get left behind. This is the difference between the top 1% and the rest. The world does not reward effort alone. It rewards wisdom, strategy, and understanding. Hard work is important, but without the right knowledge, even the hardest worker can struggle. Meanwhile, those who seek knowledge find ways to work smarter, faster, and more effectively. This is why education beyond school is not just important, it's essential for anyone who wants to get ahead. Look around. The people at the top of every industry are not the ones who settled. They are the ones who kept learning long after their formal education ended. They are the ones who read, studied, adapted, and expanded their thinking. They understood something most people ignore: the more you know, the more you grow. The biggest mistake most people make is assuming they already have enough knowledge. They think because they graduated, got a job, or reached a certain age, they no longer need to learn. But the moment someone stops learning, they stop progressing. The world keeps moving forward, and those who don't adapt get left behind. There is no such thing as standing still in life. You are either moving forward or falling behind. And the harsh truth is, 99% of people are falling behind because they are not willing to put in the effort to educate themselves every single day. They would rather stay in their comfort zone, repeating the same routines, watching the same entertainment, and consuming content that adds nothing to their growth. But knowledge is not just about information, it's about transformation. Every powerful lesson you learn changes the way you think, the way you act, and the way you see the world. The more you learn, the better decisions you make. And better decisions lead to a better life. This is the secret that separates those who achieve great things from those who don't. Success is not about luck. It's not about waiting for the right opportunity to magically appear. It's about preparing yourself so that when opportunities come, you are ready to take them. Most people miss their chances because they are unprepared. They don't have the knowledge, the skills, or the mindset to seize the moment. But those who have educated themselves daily, they see opportunities where others see obstacles. History proves this time and time again. The greatest leaders, innovators, and visionaries of the world were not born with an advantage. They created their own advantage by seeking knowledge. They read books when others watched TV. They studied when others wasted time. They focused on growth when others focused on distractions. This is what put them ahead. But knowledge alone is not enough. It must be applied. Learning is only powerful when you use it. Too many people collect information but never take action. They listen to advice but never implement it. They read books but never apply what they learn. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. The top 1% do not just learn, they execute. The good news is, anyone can join them. Anyone can separate themselves from the 99% if they choose to. It's not about intelligence, it's about commitment. It's about making the decision to never stop learning, to never stop growing, and to never stop improving. This decision alone can change the course of a person's life forever. The best part? You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to learn everything at once. Small, consistent steps will take you further than occasional bursts of effort. Reading 1 page a day is better than reading nothing. Listening to a 10-minute podcast is better than wasting time on social media. Asking questions and being curious is better than assuming you already know everything. Growth happens when you challenge yourself. When you ask, "What can I learn today?" When you replace mindless entertainment with valuable education. When you train your mind to seek improvement instead of comfort. This is the mindset of the top 1%. Most people will never do this. They will hear these words, agree with them, and then go right back to their usual habits. They will let their excuses control them. They will say they are too busy, too tired, or too old to learn something new. But excuses keep people average. Excuses keep people stuck. The ones who make no excuses are the ones who break free. It's not about having extra time. It's about using the time you already have wisely. The average person spends hours every day on entertainment, gossip, and distractions. Imagine if just 1 hour of that was used for education instead. Imagine if every day you dedicated time to learning something new, improving your skills, and expanding your knowledge. Where would you be in a year? In 5 years? The difference would be life-changing. The future belongs to those who are prepared. The job market is changing. Businesses are evolving. Technology is advancing. What you know today might not be enough tomorrow. The people who will succeed are the ones who are constantly upgrading their minds. The people who will fail are the ones who assume they already know enough. Now, the question is, which side will you choose? Will you continue as you are, or will you step up and make education a daily habit? Will you stay comfortable, or will you challenge yourself to grow? Will you be part of the 99%, or will you separate yourself and join the 1%? The choice is yours. No one else can do it for you. No one else will force you to grow. It's up to you to take control of your learning, your progress, and your future. In the next part, we will break down the difference between smart learning and passive learning because not all learning is equal. Stay with us and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to United Sports. Your journey to greatness has just begun. Smart learning versus passive learning. Most people believe that just reading books, watching videos, or listening to podcasts is enough to become successful. But there's a big difference between smart learning and passive learning. Passive learning is when you consume information without truly understanding or applying it. Smart learning is when you actively engage with knowledge, question it, apply it, and make it a part of your life. The top 1% don't just learn, they use what they learn. The truth is, knowledge without action is completely useless. You can read 100 books, but if you don't apply anything from them, your life will remain the same. Successful people know that learning is not just about gathering information. It's about using it to solve problems, make better decisions, and take control of their future. Every piece of knowledge they acquire has a purpose. They learn with intention, not just for entertainment. Most people fall into the trap of collecting information. They watch motivational videos, read self-improvement books, and listen to inspiring speeches, but they never take the next step. They feel good while consuming content, but when the time comes to apply it, they go back to their old habits. That's why they never see real progress. Learning is only valuable when it leads to action. Smart learners don't just take notes, they experiment. If they read about a new productivity method, they try it the same day. If they learn about improving communication skills, they practice it in real conversations. They don't wait for the perfect moment, they apply what they learn immediately. That's what separates them from everyone else. The key to smart learning is focus. Instead of trying to learn everything at once, successful people focus on the most important skills that will move them forward. They don't waste time on random knowledge that has no impact on their life. They ask themselves, how will this help me grow? Before they invest time in learning something new. If it doesn't bring value, they move on. Another major difference between smart learners and passive learners is deep learning. Most people skim through content, barely remembering anything. But deep learners take their time. They repeat what they learn, break it down into simple concepts, and explain it to others. When you can teach something in your own words, that's when you truly understand it. That's how knowledge sticks with you for a lifetime. Smart learners also question everything. They don't just accept information blindly. They analyze, test, and challenge ideas before accepting them as truth. This mindset makes them sharper, more confident, and more capable of solving real-world problems. They think independently instead of just following what everyone else says. One of the most powerful habits of smart learners is writing things down. Studies show that writing helps you remember and process information better. That's why successful people always carry a notebook or use digital notes. They write their thoughts, lessons, and ideas because they know that what gets written down gets remembered. Another secret to smart learning is learning from real-life experiences. Books and courses can teach you a lot, but nothing compares to doing. The best lessons come from taking risks, making mistakes, and learning from them. Every challenge you face, every failure you overcome, makes you smarter and stronger. Passive learners avoid failure. Smart learners embrace it. Smart learners also surround themselves with intelligent people. They know that the people they spend time with influence their mindset and success. That's why they seek out mentors, join mastermind groups, and have conversations with those who push them to think bigger. They understand that who you learn from is just as important as what you learn. One of the biggest mistakes passive learners make is not reviewing what they learn. They read something once and move on, thinking they remember it. But the truth is, most people forget 90% of what they read within a week. Smart learners review their notes, rewatch important lessons, and reinforce knowledge through repetition. They also know the importance of practical application. If you want to master a skill, you have to practice it repeatedly. If you want to become a great speaker, you have to speak. If you want to be a better writer, you have to write. If you want to understand business, you have to start one. No amount of reading or watching can replace real-world experience. Smart learners also develop the habit of curiosity. They are always asking questions. They want to know how things work, why things happen, and what they can learn from every situation. This mindset keeps them engaged and constantly growing, while passive learners stay stuck because they never ask the right questions. One of the most overlooked aspects of smart learning is unlearning bad information. Many people hold on to outdated beliefs, wrong advice, or myths that keep them from progressing. Smart learners are willing to let go of old ideas that no longer serve them and replace them with better, more accurate knowledge. They also take care of their mental and physical health because they know that a sharp mind needs a healthy body. Exercise, good sleep, and proper nutrition play a huge role in how well you can learn and retain information. Without energy and focus, even the best knowledge is wasted. Smart learners don't let distractions control them. They create an environment where learning is easy and uninterrupted. They put their phones away, block out unnecessary noise, and set dedicated time for focused learning. They understand that deep concentration is the key to mastering any skill. Another secret is learning from failures and mistakes. Instead of getting discouraged, smart learners analyze what went wrong and find ways to improve. Every mistake is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. This mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones for success. The final and most important lesson in smart learning is never stopping. The world is changing every day, and those who stop learning get left behind. The top 1% stay ahead because they never think they know enough. They keep growing, keep improving, and keep pushing their limits. Smart learning is not about how much you learn. It's about how well you learn and apply it. It's about turning knowledge into power, ideas into action, and learning into real success. In the next part, we will talk about how to build a strong habit of continuous education so that learning becomes a natural part of your daily life. Building a habit of continuous education. Learning once in a while is not enough. To truly stay ahead, one must turn education into a daily habit. It must become as natural as breathing, as essential as eating. The people who rise to the top do not learn only when they feel like it. They make learning a part of their routine, just like brushing their teeth or exercising. They understand that education is not an event, it is a lifestyle. The secret is consistency. Even learning for 30 minutes a day can transform a person's mind over time. The brain is like a muscle. The more it is used, the stronger it becomes. But just like with physical exercise, results do not appear overnight. It takes repetition, discipline, and patience. Those who give up too soon will never experience the full power of continuous education. Most people struggle because they rely on motivation. They wait for the right mood to start learning. But motivation is temporary, it comes and goes. The ones who succeed do not depend on it. They rely on habit. They create a system where learning happens automatically, no matter how they feel. Just like waking up in the morning or drinking water, learning becomes a natural part of their day. One simple way to build this habit is by attaching learning to something you already do. Listen to an audiobook while commuting. Read a book before bed. Watch an educational video while eating breakfast. Small changes like these make learning effortless. When a habit is easy to follow, it becomes impossible to break. Another powerful technique is setting a learning goal. Successful people do not just learn randomly. They have a purpose. They choose topics that will improve their skills, expand their knowledge, and make them better at what they do. Whether it is learning about finance, communication, or personal growth, they study with intention. Every book, every video, every lesson is a step toward a greater future. But learning alone is not enough. Application is the key. Knowledge without action is wasted. Many people read books, watch videos, and attend seminars, but their lives never change. Why? Because they do not apply what they learn. The top 1% understand that information is only useful when put into practice. Even the best lessons are meaningless if they are never used. Fear often stops people from applying what they learn. They fear failure, judgment, or making mistakes. But mistakes are part of the process. No one becomes great without failing first. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is a chance to improve. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones keep moving forward despite their fears. Another challenge people face is distractions. The modern world is filled with endless entertainment, social media, and noise that demand attention. If one is not careful, hours can be wasted on meaningless content that adds no value to life. That is why the truly successful people control what they consume. They protect their minds from distractions and choose quality over quantity. Reading is one of the most powerful habits of highly successful people. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, spends 80% of his day reading. Bill Gates reads one book every week. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science through books. These are not just stories. These are examples of how reading shapes the mind and opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. But books are not the only way to learn. Experience is the greatest teacher. Those who take action, experiment, and learn from real-life situations grow faster than those who only rely on theory. While reading provides knowledge, experience brings wisdom. The combination of both is what makes someone truly unstoppable. One must also learn from mentors and role models. Studying the lives of successful people provides shortcuts to success. Instead of making the same mistakes, one can learn from those who have already walked the path. Whether it is through books, interviews, or direct mentorship, seeking wisdom from others accelerates growth. The biggest trap people fall into is thinking they already know enough. The moment a person believes they have learned everything is the moment they stop growing. The greatest minds in history all had one thing in common: they remained students for life. No matter how much they knew, they always looked for more. They understood that knowledge has no limits. Learning is not just about career success, it is about becoming a better person. It improves confidence, decision-making, and problem-solving skills. It strengthens character and deepens understanding. It helps navigate life with clarity and purpose. The more one learns, the more they see the world differently. Education changes everything. The key is to start now. There is no perfect time to begin. Waiting for the right moment is an excuse that keeps people stuck. The best time to start learning was yesterday. The second best time is today. Every day that passes without learning is a missed opportunity to improve and get ahead. Many will listen to this but do nothing. They will agree that learning is important but continue with the same habits. But the few who take action, who make education a priority, will rise above the rest. They will gain skills, wisdom, and power that others only dream of. And in the end, they will be the ones who lead, while others struggle to keep up. Education is not a race, it is a lifelong journey. There will be challenges, struggles, and moments of doubt. But those who stay committed, who never stop learning, will achieve success that most people can't even imagine. The gap between the 99% and the 1% is not luck, it is knowledge. And knowledge is in your control. In the next part, we will dive into the most important step, turning knowledge into action. Because learning alone is not enough. The real power lies in using what you know to create a future that others can only envy. Stay with us, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to United Sports. Turning knowledge into action. Knowledge alone is not enough. Many people read books, watch videos, and listen to motivational speeches, but nothing changes in their lives. Why? Because they don't act. They gather information but never use it. Learning is only the first step. The real power comes from applying what you learn. Without action, knowledge is wasted. It remains a thought, an idea, but never becomes a reality. The biggest mistake people make is believing that knowing something is the same as doing it. They read about discipline but don't practice it. They learn about success but don't take the steps to achieve it. They understand what needs to be done but keep waiting for the right time. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. The best time to start is always now. Successful people don't just consume knowledge, they use it. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't spend years preparing without executing. They take small steps every day. They learn, apply, make mistakes, and improve. This is what separates them from the 99% who just absorb information without taking action. Think about it. You can read 100 books on fitness, but if you never exercise, will your body change? You can watch every video on business, but if you never start, will you ever be an entrepreneur? The answer is obvious. Learning without action is like having a map but never taking the journey. It leads nowhere. Many people make excuses. They say they are waiting to be perfect before they start. They say they need more knowledge, more skills, or more confidence. But perfection is an illusion. No one starts perfectly. Everyone begins with doubts, fears, and mistakes. The difference is that successful people start despite those fears. They learn along the way. The real test is not how much you know, but how much you do. Every successful person started with a simple decision to act. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't know everything. But they took the first step. And once they did, momentum carried them forward. Action creates clarity. Action builds confidence. The more you do, the more you learn. Most people stay stuck because they wait for motivation. They wait to feel inspired. But action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you take action, even when you don't feel like it, you will see progress. That progress will motivate you to keep going. Waiting for motivation is a trap. The secret is to start before you feel ready. Another important lesson is that mistakes are part of the process. Many people fear failure, so they never try. They are afraid of looking foolish, of making the wrong decision. But mistakes are how you grow. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. The only real failure is doing nothing at all. People who succeed are not those who never fail. They're the ones who fail, learn, and keep moving forward. They don't see mistakes as the end. They see them as stepping stones. They understand that growth comes from experience, and experience comes from action. Knowledge will not change your life. Action will. Even the best information is useless if you don't apply it. If you want to be stronger, train your body. If you want to be smarter, challenge your mind. If you want to be successful, take risks, make decisions, and execute your ideas. The more you do, the more you learn. Think of your mind like a muscle. If you only read about exercise but never work out, your body stays weak. The same goes for knowledge. If you don't apply what you learn, your mind stays the same. Growth happens through practice, repetition, and experience. Most people admire success but never study the process behind it. They see the result but ignore the years of effort, discipline, and action it took to get there. Every great person, every top performer, every leader, at some point, they had to take action before they were ready. They had to step out of their comfort zones. This is your challenge. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop making excuses. Whatever you have learned, start using it today. Even if it's a small step, take it. Even if it's imperfect, do it. Start applying the knowledge you already have, and your life will begin to change. Growth is not about knowing everything. It's about doing something. Even if you start small, consistency will take you further than any amount of knowledge without action. Greatness is built on discipline, persistence, and execution, not on waiting for the perfect moment. Think about where you want to be in 1 year. Now ask yourself, if I start applying what I've learned today, where could I be? The answer will shock you. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day but underestimate what they can achieve in a year of consistent action. Success is simple. Learn, apply, improve, repeat. The process never changes. You don't need to know everything to get started. You just need to start. You will learn as you go. You will adjust along the way. But nothing will happen until you take action. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is action. The best lessons in the world are useless if you don't apply them. The best ideas in your mind mean nothing if they stay there. Turn knowledge into action, and you will transform your life. This is how you stay ahead of 99% of people. Not by knowing more, but by doing more. Take action today, and your future self will thank you. Your future depends on what you learn today. The world does not wait for anyone. It keeps moving forward, and those who fail to adapt are left behind. Every single day, new information is created, new skills are developed, and new opportunities arise. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is simple. Successful people make learning a priority. They understand that what they learn today will shape their future. Most people believe that their future is determined by luck, background, or circumstances. But the truth is, the future is created by the choices made in the present. The knowledge a person gains today becomes the foundation for tomorrow's success. Those who dedicate themselves to learning, even in small ways, build a powerful advantage over time. The top 1% of successful individuals don't wait for opportunities to come to them. They prepare themselves in advance. They study their industry, sharpen their skills, and expand their knowledge before they need it. When the right moment comes, they are ready. Meanwhile, the 99% who ignored learning scramble to catch up but find themselves too late. It's not about intelligence or talent. Many brilliant people never achieve success because they stop growing. The key is consistency. A person who commits to learning just a little every day will, over time, surpass even the most naturally gifted individuals. Knowledge compounds, just like money in an investment account. The more it grows, the greater the rewards. Education is no longer limited to schools or universities. In today's world, learning is available everywhere. Books, online courses, podcasts, and mentors all offer unlimited access to knowledge. But most people don't take advantage of it. They spend hours consuming entertainment, yet claim they don't have time to educate themselves. The difference between success and failure often comes down to how a person chooses to spend their time. A person's current level of knowledge determines the quality of decisions they make. The better the knowledge, the better the decisions. Poor decisions come from ignorance, and ignorance comes from a lack of learning. Every mistake, every failure, and every setback can often be traced back to something a person didn't know. Education helps eliminate blind spots and prepares individuals for the challenges ahead. Every person has two choices: keep learning and grow, or stay the same and fall behind. There is no middle ground. The world is competitive, and those who refuse to learn are quickly replaced by those who do. Every skill, every piece of knowledge, and every lesson learned today is an investment in the future. The people who dominate industries, lead businesses, and create innovations are the ones who never stop educating themselves. Many people say they want to change their lives but never take action. They dream about success but do nothing to prepare for it. They believe one day things will magically improve. But the truth is, success is not about waiting. It's about working. It's about learning something new every day and using that knowledge to move forward. No one starts out at the top. Every successful person once knew nothing about their field. They became experts by putting in the effort to learn, improve, and adapt. What seems impossible today becomes second nature after years of consistent growth. The only thing stopping most people is their own unwillingness to step out of their comfort zone and seek knowledge. Learning is the ultimate form of self-respect. It means valuing oneself enough to invest in personal growth. It means refusing to remain average. It means taking control of the future instead of leaving it to chance. Those who educate themselves every day send a clear message to the world. They are serious about success. In life, people either lead or follow. Those who lead are the ones who constantly educate themselves. They bring solutions, create new ideas, and make an impact. Those who follow are left to accept whatever is given to them. The difference between the two is not luck or talent, it is knowledge. Leaders learn. Followers wait to be taught. The most powerful tool anyone can have is the ability to learn independently. Schools teach basic knowledge, but real success comes from personal education. No teacher, no mentor, no course can replace a person's own desire to grow. The ones who rise above the rest are those who take responsibility for their learning and never stop improving. The world rewards those who take action. Knowledge alone is not enough. It must be used. A person can read hundreds of books, watch hours of educational content, and listen to the best mentors, but if they do not apply what they learn, nothing changes. Success comes from turning knowledge into action. The difference between a successful person and an average person is often just a few small habits. One chooses to read instead of watching mindless entertainment. One chooses to practice new skills instead of wasting time. One chooses to learn from failures instead of making excuses. These small decisions, repeated over time, lead to a completely different life. Many people complain that life is unfair, that opportunities are not available to them. But opportunities are not given, they are created. The person who prepares themselves through constant education will always have more opportunities than those who wait for luck to save them. The world favors those who are ready. People who don't educate themselves become trapped in the same problems over and over again. They face financial struggles, career failures, and personal difficulties, all because they lack the knowledge to overcome them. On the other hand, those who commit to learning always find a way forward. They see obstacles as challenges to be solved rather than walls that stop them. There is no excuse for not learning. Every day presents a new chance to grow. The internet has made knowledge more accessible than ever before. The only requirement is the willingness to seek it. Those who truly want to stay ahead will always find a way to educate themselves. Life does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who act. A person's future is determined by the choices they make today. Choosing to learn, to grow, and to improve is the most powerful decision anyone can make. It separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for less. This is the final lesson. Knowledge is power, but only if used. Learning without action is wasted potential. But learning combined with action creates unstoppable success. The future belongs to those who commit to growth. This is the message of United Sports. Educate yourself every day. Stay ahead of the 99%. Keep pushing forward, and success will follow. Like, share, and subscribe to United Sports.